Hej, hej, z tej strony Duffy, zapraszam was na The Outer World. Dziś pójdziemy na statek.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
To więc tak, jeśli oni pójdą ze mną, to prawdopodobnie zginą. Jeśli dostaną tutaj, to prawdopodobnie przeżyją. Próbowałem tych możliwości. Za każdym razem szeregowy Kimball ginął. Lekkie lagi się zdarzały, takie przycięcia. Teraz tak, otrzymujesz awans, nowy poziom. Gratulacje! Zdobyte doświadczenie pozwoliło ci osiągnąć nowy poziom. Otwórz kartę swojej postaci i zwiększ swoje kwalifikacje. Każdym nowym poziomem otrzymuje dodatkowe punkty wytrzymałości i punkty do podnoszenia umiejętności. Z drugi poziom odblokowujesz też nowy atut. Osiągnij coraz wyższe poziomy, a w mgnieniu oka otrzymasz kierowniczą posadę. Oki. A, tam go przerzuciłaś. Dobra, tego tutaj na razie nie widzę. Chodźmy na statek.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Intruders are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Twój kapitan jest teraz czerwoną plamą pod moją kapsułą ewakuacyjną. Haha.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
W porządku. Ale Hathor to nie ja. Hathor nie żyje.
I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience. I understand. You are going undercover with an alias. I will update my discretion protocol accordingly. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time. If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them. Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
dobra, to lecimy chyba dalej. Działania przestępcze. Targnięcie na teren prywatny, otwieranie zamków i hakowanie i mordowanie. Wszystkie te czynności uchodzą za działania przestępcze i spotykają się z dezaprobatą społeczeństwa. Jeśli chcesz wykonywać je bez konsekwencji, nie daj się przyłapać na gorącym uczynku. Łoki.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay. Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Dobra, to lecimy do miasteczka. Tu jakieś rzeczy do przeszukania są. Tam jakiś obóz, jakieś ruiny, ale wolę najpierw sobie postać rozwinąć. Szkolenie cioteczki Cleo w zakresie zarządzania, rozwijania umiejętności. Za każdym razem, gdy zdobywasz nowy poziom, otrzymasz punkty do wydania na rozwój umiejętności. Przydzielenie punktów do głównej umiejętności, walka wręcz, ponosi wszystkie umiejętności w danej grupie, w których się specjalizujesz, do maksymalnie 50 punktów. Po osiągnięciu 50 punktów możesz dodawać punkty bezpośrednio do umiejętności, w których się specjalizujesz, do 100 punktów. Skuteczność wszystkich umiejętności poprawia się wraz z ich rozwojem. Co każde 20 punktów odblokowujesz również specjalne premie. Przeczytaj opis każdej umiejętności, by się nią zapoznać. Pancerz, przedmioty do spożycia oraz efekty stanu mogą tymczasowo podnosić lub obniżać twoje umiejętności, co pomaga lub szkodzi podczas testów umiejętności i wpływa na pasywne premie, ale nie zapewnia nowych, ani nie odbiera odblokowanych premii. Pracuj sumiennie i doskonal swoje umiejętności, a być może i ty dołączyć do kadry kierowniczej średniego szczebla. Specjalistyczne seminaria cioteczki Cleo w zakresie zarządzania. Wybieranie atutów. Witaj na ekranie wyboru atutów. Możesz tutaj decydować, które atuty chcesz kupić za swoje punkty. Za każde 2 poziomy będziesz otrzymywać nowy punkt atutu. Punkty atutów możesz również zdobywać w czasie rozgrywki. Na przykład, gdy przyjmiesz jakąś wadę, po zdobyciu 5 atutów odblokujesz również ich kolejny poziom. Cioteczka Cleo chce dla ciebie jak najlepiej, aby jej było jak najlepiej. Coś jeszcze? Okej. To lecimy dalej. O, tam już coś widzę.
Get away! Attack! Attack! Weak!
No dobra. Takie podziwianie widoków.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay.
I oczywiście takie czynności jak zbieranie różnych rzeczy postaram się wykonać poza nagraniem, choć oczywiście na samym początku postaram się to zademonstrować, jak to wygląda. Ale wiem również, że to dużo czasu może zabierać, więc nie chcę was też tym zanudzać. Przyjemna muzyczka.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this with recipe.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker? Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Warsztaty dla nowych menadżerów CNP. Towarzysze. Zyskujesz nowego towarzysza. Towarzysze to postacie, które dołączą do ciebie i pomogą ci na rozmaite sposoby. Towarzysze zapewniają ci wsparcie w walce. Ich umiejętności wzmacniają twoje. Zwiększają pojemność twojego ekwipunku. Dzięki umiejętności inspirowanie masz odblokować specjalne zdolności bojowe towarzyszy. Więcej informacji na temat towarzyszy znajdziesz w karcie towarzyszy. Łoki. Informacje na temat towarzyszy w karcie towarzyszy.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it. On account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
A tymczasem to już wszystko. Dzięki, do zobaczenia. Do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku. Hej, hej.